Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. Is your Samsung dishwasher flashing that dreaded OC error code? Don't panic. This is actually one of the most fixable dishwasher problems. I'm going to show you exactly how to diagnose and solve this issue step by step. Here's the best part. About 70% of OC code problems can be fixed in under 30 minutes with no tools required, saving you $200 to $400 in service calls. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. So the most common culprit I see is drain line problems. Your dishwasher is trying to pump water out, but it's got nowhere to go because something's blocking that drain hose. You'll know this is happening when you see the OC code pop up and there's standing water left in the tub after a cycle. Sometimes you'll also see a 5C or 5E code along with it. Here's what you got to check. Pull your dishwasher out from the wall. Yeah, I know it's a pain. And look at that drain hose. 9 times out of 10, the thing's either kinked up or the dishwasher's sitting right on top of it. I had this customer last month call me in a panic about her brand new dishwasher not draining. Turns out the installer pushed it back too far and crushed the drain hose against the wall. Now, if your dishwasher is connected to a garbage disposal, here's something most people don't know. There's a little knockout cap inside the disposal that needs to be removed when you connect a dishwasher. If that cap's still in there, your dishwasher can't drain properly. You'll need to disconnect everything, remove that cap with a screwdriver and hammer, then reconnect. Also, make sure your drain hose has that high loop configuration. It prevents backflow and siphoning. Another big one is a clogged filter down in the sump area. Food debris builds up in that fine filter, and when it gets bad enough, water can't get pumped out fast enough. The dishwasher sees all that standing water and throws the OC code at you. Here's your 5-minute fix. First, pull out the bottom dish rack. Look for the circular filter assembly in the center. If you see food debris, grease, or slimy buildup, you've found your culprit. Twist the filter housing counterclockwise a quarter turn and lift it out. You'll find two filters inside, a fine mesh inner filter and a coarse outer filter. Take both to your kitchen sink, rinse with hot water, then scrub with an old toothbrush for 2 minutes until completely clean. While you're at it, check the sump area for any debris that might have fallen through. If cleaning the filter didn't fix it, your drain pump might be shot. The pump's job is to move all that dirty water out of the dishwasher, but if it fails or gets jammed up with debris, water backs up and triggers that OC code. Here's your diagnostic test. Start a wash cycle and listen during the drain phase. You should hear the pump running for about 2, 3 minutes. If you hear the pump motor running but see no water draining, or if you hear grinding, rattling, or unusual noises, your pump is likely jammed or failing. I remember this guy who called me about his dishwasher making this awful racket. Turned out a piece of a broken plate got stuck in the pump impeller. The pump was working overtime trying to move, but it couldn't spin properly. Before attempting this repair, safety is critical. Always unplug your dishwasher and turn off the circuit breaker for at least 10 minutes before starting. To access the pump assembly in the sump area, you'll need to remove the filter housing first. Look for foreign objects blocking the impeller. Common culprits include bottle caps, small bones, or broken dish fragments. Carefully remove any debris with needle nose pliers. If the pump motor has failed completely, you'll need to replace the entire drain pump assembly. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes the OC code isn't about actual overflow at all. Your dishwasher has this super sensitive overflow sensor that sits in a catch pan underneath the unit. This thing's designed to detect even tiny amounts of moisture and shut everything down to prevent flooding. The tricky part is this sensor can give you false readings. Maybe there's just a little condensation in that catch pan, or the sensor itself is dirty. You'll know this is the issue when you get the OC code, even though there's barely any water in the dishwasher tub itself. Here's what you do. Unplug the dishwasher for about 5 minutes to reset everything. Then you'll need to access that catch pan, usually through a side panel or by tipping the unit slightly. Dry out any moisture you find in there and clean the sensor if it looks dirty or corroded. Sometimes that's all it takes. Here's the sneaky one. This looks like a drainage issue, but it's actually the opposite problem. Too much water flowing in. Think of the water inlet valve like a faucet that's supposed to automatically turn off when your dishwasher has enough water. When this valve fails, it's like having a faucet stuck in the on position. Water keeps pouring in way beyond normal levels, triggering that OC code. You'll know this is happening because as soon as you turn the dishwasher on, you can hear or see water flowing in continuously. The water level just keeps rising instead of stopping at the normal fill point. The inlet valve is supposed to shut off automatically when the proper water level is reached, but when it fails, it just keeps going. To test this, turn off and unplug your dishwasher, then check if water is still leaking into the tub. If it is, that inlet valve needs to be replaced. This repair involves disconnecting both power and water supply lines, so if you're not comfortable with that, this might be where you call someone like me. The OC code means your dishwasher has detected water overflow. But here's the key insight. It's not always actual overflow. Your dishwasher might just think there's water where it shouldn't be. This makes diagnosis tricky because what looks like a drainage problem could actually be a dirty filter, a oversensitive sensor, or even too much water coming in rather than not enough going out. Over the next 15 minutes, I'll guide you through 5 common causes, starting with fixes you can do right now with just your hands, no tools required. For the drain hose itself, you're looking at basically zero cost if it's just kinked or needs repositioning. If you need to replace the whole hose, parts typically run anywhere from 15 to $40 depending on the length you need. You can grab these at hardware stores, appliance parts dealers, or online. This is definitely a DIY friendly repair. Just make sure you install it with that proper high loop configuration I mentioned earlier. The overflow sensor, sometimes called the case brake sensor, this is where costs start climbing. You're looking at anywhere from about 120 to $230 for this part. The sensor itself isn't too hard to replace if you're handy, but getting to it can be a pain since you need to access the bottom of the unit. Part numbers like DD820137 or DD820111B are common. I gotta tell you though, these sensors have a reputation for being poorly designed and prone to false readings. Water inlet valves run somewhere between 73 and almost $300 depending on your specific model. You can find these at appliance parts stores or online retailers. This replacement requires disconnecting both electrical connections and water supply lines, so you need to be comfortable working with plumbing. If you're not sure about shutting off water supplies properly, better to call a pro for this one. Drain pump assemblies typically cost anywhere from about $20 on the low end up to around $260 for the more expensive models. Common part numbers include DD31000005A and DD810265A. This is probably a moderate difficulty repair. You'll need to remove the bottom panel, disconnect electrical connections, and sometimes remove other components to get to it. But if you're reasonably handy and have basic tools, it's definitely doable and way cheaper than calling someone like me. Now, you can see right there on your screen the most common Samsung dishwasher models that run into these OC code issues. Take a look. You might even spot your own model up there. What I've noticed over the years is that certain model series seem more prone to specific problems like inlet valve failures or those finicky overflow sensors. You're now ready to fix that OC code. Start with this 15-minute troubleshooting sequence. First, inspect your drain hose for kinks or crushing. Second, remove and thoroughly clean the bottom filter assembly. Third, unplug your dishwasher for 5 minutes to reset the sensors. These 3 steps solve the problem 70% of the time, and if they don't, you've ruled out the most common causes and can move confidently to the sensor and valve replacements we covered. If the code persists, refer back to the parts replacement section. You're likely looking at a sensor or valve replacement, but you'll save hundreds doing it yourself. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this helped you get your dishwasher working again, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you. Really helps other people with the same problem. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.